FCO, NTDO 212, complex.
DPS, go. Inco, go. PUS, go. Surgeon, go. Booster, go. Copy that. We have a go from you guys.
This is talking sound.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome once again to the Talking Sound Podcast, the only podcast on the internet where -10 is a number to be desired. Coming at you live from the throbbing heart of rock and roll that is Austin, Texas. Tonight on the Talking Sound Podcast, we have Isaiah The Mosaic. How are you guys doing?
Yo, good.
Fantastic. We actually were just brought into the show with your new single, Heroin Island. How's that been going with the release of that?
It's been going really well so far. About a week into it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, when exactly did the single get released?
About a little over a week ago.
Okay, okay. And was that, I know y'all recently spent a good chunk of time in the studio. There was a couple months there where y'all were in the studio frequently getting stuff done. Was that one of the many songs that y'all wrote while y'all were there?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And I know y'all sent it off to get it mastered, all that kind of stuff. So how was that process for y'all? How long did it take in the studio to get everything down and done with it?
It actually took like a full round of a year, literally just to get that one song done.
Wow, really? Really?
Yeah.
And I mean,
studio times is hard to schedule studio time, but the release of it was actually a week later of a year ago that we started working on it in the studio.
Wow. Wow, and that was right up around when we met, like when I started coming here to Austin Music Rooms. Y'all were one of the first bands that I actually met, like outside. You know, it's a neat little community. We all hang out outside, have drinks, talk, stuff like that. And yeah, y'all were one of the first bands that, like, whenever I was out at the counter space out front, I heard y'all all the time. And it was like, wow, the music these guys make is absolutely phenomenal. And to find out that it's really just three guys is friggin' amazing. Like, I know y'all have another member that plays guitar with y'all.
No, he does plays keyboards.
He plays keyboards as well. And but it's mainly the core of y'all, and the fact that y'all make such a huge sound with what y'all do. It's such an original sound. There's a lot of, I hear, like Euro synth pop kind of influence in there, along with just like straight jam. It's absolutely amazing. What would you describe your music as, Tyler?
I honestly couldn't tell you, man. Like I would describe it as like synth pop, really. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of our stuff is really, really catchy. We really try to make every piece of our music melodic. You know, but it's also really hard to describe because, you know, even talking about genres nowadays is very opinionated.
It is.
You know, so we really can't really describe it, but it's very catchy and very pleasing.
Absolutely. And it's, like I said, it's just a huge sound between the synthesizers, the bass, and the drums and samples. Ryan, I know, like, you spend a lot of time sampling stuff and really crafting a lot of the rhythmic sound that goes on in that. Mm-hmm. Explain some of your process, some of the stuff that you're using live to recreate that.
Well, it's more so I have a sampler that plays all the samples I make. It's more so like back in the room whenever we make it. I use a lot of different things. My computer, or rolling octapads, or even iPad type of stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of go everywhere with it. Recently going to start using the Nord drum on it too.
Oh, sweet.
So
heck yeah.
Kind of give it a little bit more of a more analog drum synthesis, involved with it than kind of more digital sounds. But
yeah. And what do you use live to trigger everything? Is it mainly a computer that you use, or do you use the octapad for everything?
It's the Roland SBD SX,
Okay.
which is just a drum sampler.
All right.
So I can load everything that I need to into that. Drum samples, synth samples, things like that. So it kind of plays like a good backing track for everything.
Now, is any of that actually like time coded over to the synthesizers or stuff like that? Like, I know y'all use quite an array of synthesizers and patches and stuff like that, but
Not yet. But
not
soon.
yet. Okay, okay. Like, you do most of the synthesizer crafting and stuff like that. Is that right, Eric?
Me and
Philip.
Philip, we both do a lot of it. Put a lot behind it. He does a lot more like live stuff.
Okay.
And I'll do things to kind of add to the samples and play live and sing.
Now, what's your favorite synth to use live?
I like the Juno 106.
Okay.
It's really good. The Chord Poly 6 is another one. It's my
Nice.
favorite.
Yeah, and y'all just actually added that to your arsenal not too long ago, just like a good 5-6 months ago, something like that, right?
Around there, yeah, within
Yeah.
a year for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's just one of those that, like I said, just a classic Euro synth sound, man.
Yeah.
Absolute just throwback stuff, the synth and lush, huge sound that is provided by them.
Yeah, that one and the Juno definitely take it there for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Now, live, you guys do a lot more jam crafting stuff like that, as opposed to just the straight, 3-4 minute long song. Y'all do a lot more melding of tracks, I guess. Would that be a considerable way to put that?
Yeah, we do a lot of little kind of spacey, atmospheric interludes in between parts and songs, and a little differently than we recorded them so far.
Well, and y'all actually incorporate projection. Y'all have a projectionist that comes out with y'all, all kinds of stuff. So it's really, like we were talking about earlier, an experience whenever you come out to see y'all live.
Yeah.
And even the video that y'all made for, even just the simple video, the visuals in it are fantastic. The one that's up on YouTube right now with Heroin Island.
Yeah, it's our friend Gabriel Phoenix who has been doing that for us for like 4 years now.
5 years.
5
now,
years.
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
Yeah.
since we started.
Yeah.
He's been a great friend of ours.
He's pretty much the fifth member of the band.
Nice.
Like literally the fifth member of the band.
Well, and it's interesting that you say that, because I was a sound guy for many bands for a long time, and that's how I always was. And whenever you do get that lighting guy that you find that just kind of clicks and gets it, whenever you do find a content creator like Gabriel that understands where you're going with the music and what you're doing artistically and can accentuate that, it really does turn an evening into an experience from just going out to see a show.
Yeah.
And here recently, amidst all the turmoil of the crazy weather in Texas and everything for Halloween, y'all actually had a crazy double shot of a show going from Fort Worth to Missouri, right?
Memphis.
Memphis,
Yeah.
Tennessee, actually. What was that like? Where did y'all play in Fort Worth?
We played at this, it's kind of like a new art space that they're developing in Fort Worth called the Wayside Ballroom.
The Wayside Ballroom, yeah, it's very new.
Very new.
Very new.
Kind of in the warehouse district, real shady outside, but it was a really cool venue inside once you get in.
Nice. Heck yeah. And how many people does it seat? How many people, despite the weather?
I think it holds up to like 400
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
in there.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And despite the weather, I think there was probably a good
200.
250 that
Yeah.
showed up.
Yes.
Good energy in the room, nice
Good
crowd.
energy.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
A lot of drunk people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, Fort Worth is one of those towns. I went to school in Irving, and the where things are happening is really like typically one of the only places that things are happening up there in those towns. It's not like here in Austin where everywhere you can go out and drink. Like some of those places, like even Dallas. Like only certain places can you go out and drink.
Right.
There's still quite a few dry counties up in that area, so it's interesting, and it led to a lot of big warehouse venues like that, you know, underground clubs, speakeasies, so to speak, that kind of stuff. So
I definitely see that venue being ending up being a really good, solid spot.
Yeah.
Nice.
For,
Cool.
Nice. Now, y'all went from there to Memphis, Tennessee. What was that trip like? Like, it was... How long was the trip, and what happened when you got there?
It was like a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't too bad. But
No, we hit rain a few times. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. Rained a few times. We got there, had plenty of time to get set up, and that show to begin with was going to be such a big blowout.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to see like it all kind of getting put together when we showed up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And how many bands played at the venue in Memphis?
3 of us.
3.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Well, when is the next show here in Austin?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Still
Yeah.
booking. And I mean, y'all are one of those bands that literally y'all don't play like every weekend, and you're not trying to play every weekend. That's quite honestly what I love about it.
Right.
Is the fact that you actually want your shows to stand out amongst the crowd and be an event whenever they happen.
Yeah, and then that's how it's got to be in this town.
Yeah. Well, it's how it. I mean, there are some bands that, you know, if you were out playing, you know, 70s rock every weekend, you know, that'd be totally different if you're playing jukebox music.
Right.
Even if you're playing singer-songwriter music, that's a different story. But whenever you are an art band, whenever you are creating pieces of music like you all create and creating an environment, number one, it's hard to create that every single week.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're like a regular Thursday night feature somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, on top of that, just to keep that momentum going and to keep the creativity going on that kind of level with people like Gabriel and everything else, you know, it gets wearing, it gets hard, you know, to try and keep that up. What are some of the things that y'all do as a band to keep that creativity going, to keep the juices flowing as far as making music?
We yell at each other.
Okay.
Here's-
Take a day off and
lot
then
of
come back.
a lot of drumstick throwing,
Yeah.
things like that. At the drummer.
No, we've lost a lot of keyboards and
Yeah.
no, it's just I don't know. There's definitely slow times with the writing. There's fast times. You never really can tell what's happening with us, but
Well,
I mean it's not working.
huh? No.
Okay.
No. Don't worry about that. No, that thing. Don't worry about that
Don't
thing.
worry about
It's all good. It's all good. There's an update that has to be done on the program, and that's what it's telling me.
It's like
But
we've been
on
talking
that
a lot.
note, we are getting close to time right now.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find the new track, Heroin Island?
It's on
It's on our Bandcamp.
Isaiah
Okay.
The Mosaic.bandcamp.com for a free download.
Sweet.
It's on CD Baby that you can buy it, and it will be on iTunes and Amazon in a couple weeks as
Okay.
well.
Great. Great. And when are y'all looking toward, I know y'all said that, you know, y'all did track quite a few songs whenever y'all were in the studio, but y'all are looking at releasing these as singles, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I love an EP that's a good 4 or 5 songs, but at the same time, I love the idea of slowly matriculating material out,
Yeah.
you know, and really kind of letting people chew on a piece of music for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So when are y'all looking at the release and what kind of release schedule you're looking at for the rest of them.
The next one will probably be February of next year.
Okay.
And after that, I don't know what we're going to do. we'll figure it out.
Well, fantastic. And on that note, everybody, while you're online, please stop on by their website, IsaiahTheMosaic.com as well. There you can find out all their upcoming shows. You can keep up with news. You can check out the pictures from shows, everything else. There are links to their YouTube, all that kind of stuff there. While you're online, please make sure to stop on by TalkingSoundShow.com. There you can find all of the technical episodes, the interviews with bands like these guys, interviews with studios like Lucky Run Studios in Houston, where you get tips and tricks like, 5 things you need to know before you go in the studio, that kind of stuff. And on that note, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Chris Jordan. This is Isaiah The Mosaic. We're going to listen to the rest of Heroin Island on the way out. Take care, everyone. Until next time, keep reaching for 11. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
This is Talking Sound.